Hi, I'm Mark Middlebrook, and I'm here in the Paul Marcus Wines Cantina, and I'm going to talk in this segment about Barolo, the king of the Nebbiolo-based wines from Piemonte in northwest Italy. Barolo is what the Italians call a DOCG, which simply means an appellation, a named style of wine, made from 100% Nebbiolo, a grape variety that's indigenous to that part of Italy, northwest Italy. And many people consider it to be the greatest wine of Italy, greatest type of wine of Italy. It's aged for a minimum of 3 years, typically in oak barrels, either smaller barrique, French-style barrels, or larger botti, the more traditional, larger casks. There are a variety of styles that people use different kinds of barrels and so on. But what distinguishes it is this kind of profound expression of the grape variety Nebbiolo, which, along with Pinot Noir and Riesling and perhaps Cabernet Sauvignon, makes some of the greatest wines in the world. I have here two examples to kind of indicate a couple of differences. Both are made by the same producer, the same winemaker and winery. Barolo Nebbiolo is his name. It's a small family winery, as are most of the wineries, the producers in Piemonte. The main difference between these two is the vineyard sources. This is what the Italians call, Piemontese call Barolo Normale, a normal Barolo. And Normale means usually a blend of different vineyards, often somewhat younger vines, a little less complex, although still plenty complex because it's Nebbiolo and because it's Barolo. But the kind of entry-level Barolo, if you will. The second wine, also from Barolo Nebbiolo, is a single vineyard wine from a vineyard called Vigneto Gatterra. Mauro actually makes 3 or 4 different single vineyard wines. I just brought this one along. And each vineyard has its own character, as is true in Burgundy, in Germany for Riesling, depending on the soil type, the climate, the altitude, the exposure to the sun, all the things that we wrap into the French term terroir. So a different wine made by the same person in the same way in the same year will taste differently depending on the particular vineyard source that it comes from. More spicy, more licoricey, more fruity, more tannin, less tannin, etc., different types of flavors. I love to drink these wines. They're not inexpensive. Generally, retail in the United States these days, a Barolo runs between $35 and a lot more than $35, $35 to $85 maybe. They can be more than that. But they're wonderful wines to open at special occasion dinners. I like to decant them. They're wines that respond to air, so pouring them into a decanter, and then when you get them in a nice big wine glass, it narrows at the top like this, you swirl and get some air into it. Really release those beautiful Nebbiolo aromatics, which a lot of people describe the aroma of Nebbiolo as tar and roses. That is, there's a dark, earthier, deeper, kind of powerful component, tar, earth, etc. And then there's a really bright, floral, aromatic, beautiful side. And Nebbiolo is the grape variety that really uniquely blends those two notions of power and elegance. And Barolo certainly makes some of the best expressions of that wonderful combination.